Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Today we'll start with the next subject, that is the organization of commerce. If you are having any doubts relating to this subject or relating to any chapter, you can contact me on my detail. I had mentioned my detail on my screen, that is my mobile number is there and my email ID is there. You can use any source to contact me. Without wasting the time, we will start with the chapter, that is the principle of management. First of all, before starting the chapter, that is we have to first we have to understand what do you understand by management. Management means what? It is the art of getting our work to be done by others, कि हम हमारा काम कैसे दूसरों से करा के ले. That is, if you will see, most of the organization is not being successful. Why they are not being successful? Because of no proper management, because they are not proper planning. First, they are not doing a proper planning, they are directly starting the work. So if you want to see our management successful, first stage we have to start with the plan, कि हमारे को हमारे organization में in future क्या करना है. Then only we can be we can make our organization successful, or we can make our management successful. Let's start with the topic, that is the principle of management. Principle means what? Rules and regulation. That is the proper guidelines to be followed by the organization while managing the activity. Then only the organization will be successful. If suppose any organization will not follow the rules and regulation or the guidelines, that means the organization will not be successful in future. So if you want to see any organization to be successful, they have to follow the proper guidelines, they have to follow the proper rules and regulation which is laid down by the management. Next topic we have over here, that is the characteristics of principle of management. First is a universal application. That means this principle of management will be followed by the each and every organization in the world. We can't say in India the rules and regulation of the management, the guidelines of the management is different, in any other country it's different. It is a universal application. All the rules and regulation relating to the principle of management will be the same in every country. Secondly, there is a general guideline. General guideline, it provides a general guidelines. If suppose अगर कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में प्रॉब्लम आ गई या कोई बैड सिचुएशन आ गई, देन दिस प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट प्रोवाइड्स गाइडलाइंस के वो प्रॉब्लम को कैसे सॉल्व किया जाए. नेक्स्टली, देयर इज अ प्रिंसिपल आर फॉर्म बाय प्रैक्टिस एंड एक्सपेरिमेंट. अनलेस एंड अनटिल इफ यू विल नॉट डू अ प्रैक्टिस ऑन एनीथिंग, लाइक सी इन एग्जामिनेशन ऑल्सो वी आर बीइंग अ फेलियर. सो अगर हम उसको ट्राई नहीं करेंगे फिर से, तो अनलेस एंड अनटिल इफ विल नॉट ट्राई, वी विल बी नॉट सक्सेसफुल. दैट्स व्हाई इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑल्सो, अगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जब तक कोई चीज़ की प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेगा, दैट उन लोग को एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होगा कि हाउ टू बी अ सक्सेसफुल इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट्स व्हाई दिस प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट आर फॉर्म बाय प्रैक्टिस. जैसे जैसे हम प्रैक्टिस करते वैसे वैसे हमको एक्सपेरिमेंट हो जाता है उसका, कि हमको in future what we have to do. Nextly, there is a flexibility. This principle of management are flexible in nature. Flexible means what? This principle of management can be changed according to the situation. If suppose अगर organization की कभी condition bad हो जाती है, तो that time the principle of management have to be a change. Nextly, there is a behavioral in nature. Because of this principle of management, the human behavior has been influenced. See, this management activity is all about the management, is all about the group activity. We can't say that a lone person will handle all the activities in the organization. No, it is a group activity. So because of this principle of management, we are getting the proper guidelines what we have to do in the organization, or organization mein what we have to achieve the objective. Nextly, there is another characteristic is a cause and effect relationship. Sometimes organization क्या होता है, सक्सेसफुल होता है. So like sometimes organization की जो प्रोडक्टिविटी रहती है और जो आउटपुट रहता है, that will be in a proper manner, or it will be increasing. So what is the cause of that? What is the effect of that? So this principle of management is a cause and effect relationship. कि अगर समझो, see here they had given the example that is a payment of good wages and incentives help the increasing the output of the worker. See why the organization output has been increases. The reason behind that, we had paid good wages to our worker. Nextly, there is a making an effective advertisement increase the sale of the product. Why the sale of the product has been increased? Because of our effective advertisement. So this is a cause and effect relationship. Next topic, there are various there are various theories of management which is given by Henry Fayol and the F.W. Taylor. That is Henry Fayol, we can say he's a father of modern management. See here they had mentioned, who had given the 14 principle of management, who had suggested 14 principle of management. If you want to see our organization to be successful, we have to follow the 14 principle of management. First principle, without wasting the time, we will start with the topic, that is the 14 principle of management. First principle, they had given the principle of division of work. That is, in our organization the work has to be divided in the department. If suppose अगर हम ऐसा बोलेंगे कि मैं ये पूरा के पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को हैंडल करूंगा, आई एम द अलोन पर्सन हु विल हैंडल द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इट विल बी नॉट पॉसिबल. तो इसमें क्या होगा, हम हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को गोल को कभी अचीव नहीं कर पाएंगे. वही अगर हम हमारे काम को डिवाइड करेंगे हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, तो हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जो हमको अचीव करना है, एक्चुअली वी कैन अचीव इन अ प्रॉपर मैनर और इन अ without wasting the time. We can achieve without wasting the time, without wastage of time, without time consuming, we can achieve that our objective in a possible manner. Secondly, there is a principle of authority and responsibility, that in every organization every person had given the authority and the responsibility. See, if you take the example of Undre school only, that every teacher has given some authority or the responsibility. That principal is given some authority and responsibility. Clerk is also given some authority and responsibility. So if you give every person in the organization with the authority, that means he will come to know what is my responsibility in the organization and what we have to do in the organization. Nextly, there is a principle of discipline. That means this principle want to explain us that we have to follow the proper rules and regulation. If you want to see our organization to be successful, we have to follow the proper guidelines in the organization. Nextly, there is a principle of unity of command. अगर समझो एक we have many employees in the organization, and for the many employee more than one person will supervise them. That means they will not come to know what we have to do actually in the organization. So if you want to be a successful, if you want to see our organization to be a successful, there will be a one boss, there will be a one manager who will supervise every activity. Nextly, there is a unity of direction. अगर हम हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को सक्सेसफुल देखना चाहते हैं तो देयर शुड बी अ यूनिटी ऑफ डायरेक्शन. यूनिटी मींस व्हाट, एक अकेला आदमी जो पूरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को डायरेक्ट करे. अगर समझो एक से ज्यादा अगर आदमी डायरेक्ट करेंगे तो एम्प्लॉय को कभी नहीं पता चलेगा कि व्हाट दे वांट टू डू, दे हैव टू डू इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. नेक्स्टली, देयर इज अ प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सबऑर्डिनेशन. इन subordination of individual interests to the organizational interests. In the organization, the management should have to look after the organizational interest. ऐसा नहीं कि management should not have to do a partiality in the organization. If suppose अगर वो कोई individual को favoritism अगर provide करे और other employees को अगर they will not provide a favoritism, they will do a partiality in the organization. That means they will not achieve the organizational goal. So if they want to achieve the organizational goal, they have to look after the group interest, not at the individual interest. Nextly, there is a principle of centralization. Centralization means what? Here we will take the best example as a central AC. See, central AC, what they will do, there is only having a one unit who will supply air to all the area. So same like that in this principle of management, there is a centralization. Like from the top level, they will provide the information to the middle level, and from the middle level to the lower level. Nextly, there is a principle of remuneration. We have to provide a proper salary. This principle wants to explain us कि जो हमारे organization में जो भी employee जो काम करे, we have to provide a proper salaries, proper remuneration to them. Then only they will put efforts to organization. Nextly, there is a principle of scalar chain. Scalar chain, like if you will see our chain, how they had been tied up with each other. Like same like that, our organization has been tied up with each and every department. So in this, they want to explain there is a chain while commanding, while putting a direction. Like top level managers will put the direction to the middle level managers put the direction to the lower level managers, and lower level managers will put the directions to the employees in the organization, workers who are working under them. Okay, principle of order. In this principle, that the order will be given by the top level, then that middle level have to follow the order of the top level, and the lower level have to follow the order of the middle level, and the workers have to follow the order of the lower level manager. Then the principle of equity. In this principle, they want to explain us that each and every employee should be treated equally in the organization. If suppose we will do partiality in the organization, that means we won't achieve our goals in the organization. Nextly, there is a principle of stability of the tenure. If suppose if you are recruiting, this principle wants to explain us that if you want to recruit any individual in the any employee in the organization, that means it is for the longer period of time. ऐसा नहीं कि अगर हमने कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर एक एम्प्लॉय को रिक्रूट किया और नेक्स्ट मंथ उसको टर्मिनेट किया, नॉट लाइक दैट. देयर शुड बी a stability of tenure. If there will be a stability of tenure, then only our employee will work with us for a longer period of time. Then after that, there is a principle of initiative. Always we have to initiate our employee in the organization. अगर मेरे employee अगर कुछ नई आइडिया के साथ आ रहा है, मेरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कुछ नई इनोवेटिव थिंग्स अगर क्रिएट कर रहा है, that means we have to initiate them in the organization. And the last is principle of spirit day, or that means we have to work as a team in our organization. Unless and until if we will not work as a team in our organization, we can't achieve our organizational goal. Next topic, we will start with the next theory, that is a scientific management. That is this theory has been given by the F.W. Taylor. In this first, they are telling if you want to recruit any organization, if you want to run any organization, we have to follow the scientific management. That means we have to follow the proper rules and regulations scientifically. That means they had first telling that is science, not a rule of thumb. If you want to recruit any organization, or if you want to follow the any organization, if you want to achieve any organizational goal, we have to follow the scientific method. Scientific method means what? We have to follow the proper rules and regulations. We have to properly follow the procedure for that. Not like that rules and thumb. हाँ तूने सही बोला, that is right. We have to follow that person. Not like that. This is a rule of thumb. Say if you'll take the example over here, like while recruiting, because sometimes the person is coming with the reference. In that reference, what is happening के sometimes एक employee के पास कुछ education नहीं रहती, not having the skill, not having the capability, then only they are recruiting that person. But another person who is having all the capabilities of who is well qualified, but they are not getting the job. Why they are not getting the job? Because of reference purpose. So here there is a rule of thumb. So because of rule of thumb, the organization will not be successful for a longer period of time. So if you want to see your organization want to be successful, that means they have to follow the scientific method. Then after that, there is scientifically training to the employee. If you will not train our employee, the organization will not come to know कि हमारे organization will not come to know कि what are our capabilities of our employee and what we want to achieve in the organization. और उससे क्या होगा, अगर हम हमारे organization के employee को scientifically अगर ट्रेन नहीं करेंगे, that means हमारे employee को पता नहीं चलेगा क्या है what they want to do in the organization and how to do in the organization. If we will train them scientifically, that means we can increase the productivity of our employee also, and we can increase the productivity of our organization also. Ensure a most efficient way of working are used. See, अगर हम हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को अगर longer period of longer hour के लिए अगर काम करते रहेंगे, if you will in this point, if you will tell our employee के work for a longer period of time, work for a longer hours in the organization, और अगर हम लोग उनको properly train नहीं करेंगे, if suppose if you will train our employee, that means they will take a less time to complete our work. और if suppose अगर हम हमारे employee को properly train नहीं करेंगे, that means they will take a longer period of time, so there will be a wastage of time also, there will be a time consuming also, and there will be a wastage of money also, and there will be a wastage of resources also. Nextly, there is a divide between the manager and the worker. Their work should be divided into the managers and the workers. What are the authority and the responsibility of the managers? The organization have to show to them, and what are the duties and the responsibilities of the worker, they have to show to them. Then only the work are being divided, and whatever the organization want to achieve, they can achieve in the easiest manner. And last is the pay based on a result. Pay based on a result. In this point, the whatever the pay we will give to the employees, we have to give them on their productivity. इस अगर कभी कभी क्या होता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कोई एम्प्लॉय कम काम करता है और कोई एम्प्लॉय ज़्यादा काम करता है. सो दोज हु आर वर्किंग इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर those employees who are working in our organization, they provide a higher productivity in the organization, that employee should get a higher pay base. And those who are not working in the organization, those employees who are not working in our organization properly, and because of them the productivity is very less, we have to pay according to their pay base. Nextly, next theory is the principle of scientific management. This theory is given by the FW Taylor. See here, I had mentioned there is a FW Taylor, Frederick Vincent Taylor of scientific management. They had given this first science not a rule of thumb. This point I had explained in the previous slide. Next point is the harmony and not discord. In the organization, if you want to see our organization to be a successful, there will be no conflict in the organization. Organization should be run in the harmony. That means all should have to cooperate with each other. Nextly, there is a mental revolution. If any employee, if the organization, if any employee is working in our organization, they have to be mentally relaxed in the organization. If you will hurt our employee, if you will not provide a proper condition to our employee, that means the employee will not work, employee will not put our efforts to the organization. Nextly, there is a fourth point is a cooperation and not individual. We don't have to look after the only one individual. We have to cooperate with each and every department, we have to cooperate with each and every employees who are working in the organization. Then there is a division of responsibility. In this point, the work has to be divided into the department. The work has to be divided into each and every employees in the organization. Then only we can achieve our organizational goal. And the last one is the development of employer and employee for a greater efficiency and the maximum prosperity. We have to develop the relationship between employee and the employers and the employee relationship. Then only the organization can achieve a great efficiency and the maximum prosperity. If suppose अगर हमारे organization के employee और employees में अगर conflicts create हो गए, तो that means we can't achieve the organization greater efficiency and the maximum prosperity. This FW Taylor had given some techniques of scientific management. On the basis of that, we have to manage our scientifically. That means in the work study, first they had given the time study. That means in this time study के हमारा एक जो कोई भी project है in the organization, how much it has been taking a time to complete our work. Second is the method study, के which method we are using, which method we are using for completing our particular project or a particular organizational work. Then the motion study, के in this study we are studying the हमारा employee एक task complete करने के लिए how much they are moving the movement. And then next is the fatigue study. In fatigue study, in this study we are studying about there should be no conflict in the organization. There should be a harmony in the organization. Next point is there is a standardization of tools and equipment. Whatever the tools and equipment if you are using in the organization, that should be a standardization and properly it has been used. Nextly, there is a scientific task setting. Okay, whatever the tasks we are giving, that should be a scientifically, and we have to use the scientific method. Nextly, there is a scientific selection and the scientific training. That means if you are recruiting any employee, we have to recruit them scientifically. First, we have to apply for the application. Then we have to select from that application. We have to select the candidate, and that after that we have to provide them with the test of aptitude. And those who are passing the aptitude test, then we have to arrange for the interview. This is a scientifically selection and the training. Next is a functional organization. There are various functional organization in the organization. See, I had mentioned over here there are various departments. There is a planning level and the implementation level. So this FW Taylor has recommended there is a 8 foremen. See here, I had highlighted over in the upper slide. There is upper picture. There will be 8 foremen who will control the cost, various aspects of our production. See here, if you want to see our organization to be a successful, there are various level of foremen, various foremen in the department who are managing the activity. First is the route clerk, who moves from one machine to the another. There is an instruction clerk, those who will provide the instruction in the organization. Then the time and the cost clerk, they will look after the time, how much the project will take the time, and how much will be the cost of the particular project. Nextly, there is a discipline, that these foremen will make the rules and regulations regarding the factory. Nextly, at the implementation level, there is a gang boss. They actually get work done. Nextly, there is a speed boss, how much the work is completing in a specific time. Then the repair boss, this boss will look after the maintenance of the mechanism. And the inspector, Last one is the inspector. They ensure the work is to be done at the specific standard. That means properly we have to follow the rules and regulation, properly standard. We have to follow the rules and regulation. And the last point, that is the sixth point, that is the differential piece rate wages plan. In this point, in this technique, they want to show us that how much the employee provide us the productivity, accordingly we have to pay them the wages rate. Those who will provide us higher productivity, they will get a higher wages rate, and those who will give you less productivity, they will give us a they will provide us a less wages. So if you are having a regarding here we had come to an end with the chapter. If you are having a regarding any doubts this chapter, if you are having any any doubts regarding this chapter, you can contact me on my mobile number, or you can contact me through my mail ID also. Thank you very much.